Street Matters by Heart on Main Street's podcast that doesn't get involved in races to the bottom, especially in the podcast charts. I am your host, Patrick Keiser. We're in episode 6 of our series inspired by Thomas Nagle's The Strategy and Tactics of Pricing. In our last episode, we talked about price structures, how to use bundles, tiers, and versions to help customers choose with confidence. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest challenges that Main Street retailers face, competing with those low-cost giants. The Walmarts, the Amazons, the big box chains, and those online discounters. You can't outprice them, so you have to outvalue them. As Nagle reminds us, competing on price alone is a strategy for those that cannot compete on value. In this episode, we'll talk about why competing on price is a dangerous trap, how to identify and communicate your real value, and what it looks like to create experiences and relationships that justify your prices and win you loyal customers for life. So don't give up your bottom line. It's book club time. Let's start off with the hard truth. Small retailers are never going to win in a price war. Big box chains and online marketplaces have massive economies of scale, complex supply chains, and such razor-thin margins that are designed to crush competition. If you try to match their prices, you'll burn profit faster than you're going to build loyalty. And yet, many independent retailers fall into this trap. When someone says, I can get this cheaper online, they feel the pressure to lower their price. And maybe it's just this once. But that one discount becomes another, and soon you're working harder for less reward. Nagle calls this the commodity spiral. Once you compete only on price, you train your customers to value you for nothing else. So here's what can happen. Tell me if this sounds any bit familiar. You lower the price so you can win more business. However, then the margins drop, so you have to cut some costs. And then because you cut some costs, then service and selection suffers. And then customers stop seeing value in you, so you have to lower the prices again. That spiral ends in exhaustion. The good news is that you don't need to play that game. Competing on value means shifting the conversation from cheaper to better. It means showing why your store offers something the lowest price can't buy: expertise, connection, trust, and community. As one Main Street retailer told me, I realize people don't come to me because I'm cheap, they come to me because I care, and that is value. So if you're going to be competing on value, you need to know what your actual value is. According to Nagle, value advantage comes from understanding the specific benefits your customers care about and delivering them better than anybody else. For independent retailers, that value usually falls into one or more of these next 4 categories. First category is expertise and advice. Customers can buy products anywhere, but they cannot buy your knowledge. You know your products inside and out. You help customers find the perfect fit, the color, or the perfect gift for the perfect occasion. You save them time and mistakes. An example of this might be a hardware store that helps homeowners pick the right paint or tools, and that saves hours of frustration and wandering around the store and trying to find them yourselves. And that is worth far more than a 10% price difference. Another category is service and experience. Online shopping might be convenient, but it's so impersonal. You provide connection, conversation, and human care. From gift wrapping to remembering a customer's name, small touches create loyalty that no algorithm can match. The third category is community and trust. People want to buy from businesses that share their values. When your store supports local causes, sponsors the youth teams, or simply treats people with kindness, you build emotional equity. Customers may not articulate it, but they feel it. You're a part of their community, and they'll pay to support you. And the fourth category is quality and curation. You're a gatekeeper. You filter the noise and bring customers products you truly stand behind. In a world drowning in choices, curation is value. You bring them things that maybe they've never seen before or they wouldn't be able to find anyplace else. An example of this is a bookstore that only stocks titles they personally recommend and saves readers from endless scrolling online and finding something that isn't really what they want. each of these creates a value advantage that can't be copied by low-price competitors. Your job isn't to explain all of them, it's to lean into one or two that make you stand out the most. As Nagle writes, the essence of pricing strategy is identifying, communicating, and capturing value. Knowing your value isn't enough though, you also have to communicate it. Because when customers can't tell the difference, they default to the only thing that they truly do understand, and that's price. So how do you communicate your value clearly, consistently, and confidently? One method is to reframe the conversation. When a customer says that I saw this cheaper online, don't defend your price. Explain your value. You might say, yes, that's true, but ours includes free adjustments and local service. Or when you buy here, you're supporting local makers and community events. Or you'll always be able to come back if there's an issue, and we'll make it right. The goal isn't to argue, it's to shift the focus from price to experience. Another method is to tell stories, not features. Stories stick. Talking about the origins of a product, or the special features, or that you picked this brand specifically because it stands for something that you care about, like being a woman-owned business. Every story adds perceived value. Also, use signage in messaging. Your signage, website, and tags should quietly reinforce your value. Things like locally sourced, craft with purpose, trusted by families since 1995. Anything that really adds to your value that you can bring out. Little cues remind customers why your prices make sense. And then train your team to speak about value. Your staff are your ambassadors. Make sure they know how to talk about what sets your store apart. You can create little simple scripts and they can work wonders. Saying, we curate everything in this section ourselves. Every candle here is hand poured right in this area. And we'll wrap that for you at no charge. It's not bragging, it's helping customers see the worth they're already getting. If your prices are higher, the experience must match. Clean displays, attentive service, and thoughtful presentation reinforce that your brand deserves its price point. Nagle says customers are less sensitive to price when every touchpoint reinforces value. Even when you do compete on value, you'll still face moments of price pressure, customer comparing, questioning, or negotiating. So here's how to handle it gracefully. Stay confident. If you believe in your price, customers will too. Avoid apologizing about it. Instead of, sorry, we can't match that. Try, we understand, but our prices reflect the service and quality that we provide. You can acknowledge and then redirect. So don't dismiss their concern. Acknowledge it. Then highlight your advantage. I totally get that. And I know you could buy it cheaper online. What we offer is immediate pickup, local support, and the peace of mind that is right for you. You could also offer alternatives and not give discounts. If someone truly can't afford your top option, then go back to what we talked about in our previous episode. Offer a smaller version or a similar product. But hold your price integrity. Ultimately, discounts can break trust, but options build it up. And then reward loyalty, not haggling. Offer loyalty perks, not price matches. Customers who return should feel appreciated. Those who bargain shouldn't set your policies. And focus on lifetime value. Sometimes a small gesture today builds loyalty for years. And the goal isn't to win every transaction, it's to win long-term relationships. Nagle reminds us price concessions create transactions, value creation builds customers. So let's look at how we can apply it this week. Take these 3 steps to start competing on value this week. List out your value drivers. Write down 3 things that your store does better than the cheaper competitors. Maybe it's expertise, community, or personalization. Post that list somewhere where your staff can see it. Update one customer message. Choose one product tag, website line, or in-store sign and rewrite it to highlight your value. Instead of locally made candle, $25, Try hand poured in small batches by a local maker, 40 times of burn time. Rehearse your value language as well. Role-play a price objection with your staff. Practice responding with empathy and confidence, focusing on what makes your store special. These small shifts build culture that sells on value and not apologies. And so that's it for episode 6 of our series on the strategy and tactics of pricing. Today, we learned that competing on price is a losing battle for small independent retailers, but competing on value is a winning mindset. If you don't need to be cheaper, but you do need to be clear about why you're worth more. As Nagle reminds us, competing on value means building relationships where price becomes part of trust, not a test of it. Next week, in our episode 7, we will talk about communicating value with confidence. How to align your messaging, staff training, and marketing so customers immediately understand the worth behind your prices. If this episode inspired you, please share it with another retailer in your network. And if you are listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leaving a review helps us reach other Main Street businesses just like you. Until next time, stay safe, shop local, and keep your heart on Main Street. This episode is written, produced, researched, and edited by me, Patrick Keiser, with a very special thanks to Thomas Nagle in his book, The Strategy and Tactics of Pricing. For more information about Heart on Main Street, you can visit www.heartonmainstreet.org, and you can email us at contact@heartonmainstreet.org. Thanks. Bye.